Hello, everyone.
Hey!
We're live with episode 2 of Anime America Podcast Live in the 2020s.
Yep. On today's episode, we're gonna be addressing your comments as well. So be sure to leave any questions you have for us in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer them. But for the most part, the thing about this podcast is it's just me trying to bring Brad up to date with what's happening in the world of anime. And one of the biggest things happening is anything that's happening with good old Funimation. Now, I am not going to take any sides of any of the arguments. It's just me laying out what's happening just to explain to Brad what's going on. Mm-hmm. There's also a certain controversy that we'll have to bring up for Brad to understand. But again, I'm not taking any sides because this is still a heated debate, and it feels like if you take one side or the other, you're going to cause some sort of unnecessary drama. We already know what's happening. Everybody has their own opinions on it. Brad has no idea what's going on, so we're just going to talk about the situation. If you guys want to give your opinions on it, we'll be happy to read them in the comment section.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, but I am Bradley Kingston, a.k.a. the BaldingEwok.
And you know me, it's Robyn.
And yeah, the queen of Anime America. Right? That's your title.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tweet this while I didn't do it ahead of time.
I did it.
I know, but I got my own thing, and I got to put it there, let my peeps know what's going on.
All right. So let's start with the changing times of entertainment, where it just seems like with the dawn of social media, there's going to be a lot of people speaking their voices in regards to their own politics, which can be fine in some regard. But at the same time, when it affects your product, the thing that you're trying to sell, the thing that you're trying to work for, some people have issue with that because they're buying your product to try to escape from their own problems, and they just want like 30 minutes just to shut off their brain and watch something. But when certain things are inserted to kind of, for some reason, they just feel the need to like add, political stances into their media format. Some people just have like a weird stance on it. Like, is this really necessary though? Like in some ways they think that like, it's bringing the issue to light. Others will say it's kind of damaging the issue at hand because it just feels like you're forcing your issues onto other people. Mm-hmm. Funimation has been doing that in regards to taking their dubs and inserting political terms. It started out, I believe, in 2015 when they were dubbing an anime called Prison School. And they had one of the characters shout a line that basically said, "Are you one of those Gamergate freaks?" Brad, do you know what Gamergate is?
No.
Wow. He is out of the loop.
Yeah. So, well, without saying who or what, ever since Trump was president, I didn't want to. I got off of Facebook and everything. That
is more than fair. That is more than fair.
Whatever.
It's been nothing but just people attacking each other on social media. It's like fair. Yeah. Everyone's just not. They're not being adults. So let's just get off of social media for a while.
That's what I did.
Gamergate is basically it was a drama scenario that happened in the gamer community where somebody released the story of a woman, a game developing woman, who they revealed that in order for her game to get more publicity and to get higher ratings, she, kind of did adult things with some article editors, game reviewers. Try not to use too many adult terms because, YouTube. But a lot of people are saying that's disingenuous. You're getting higher reviews on your game by doing inappropriate things with these reviewers, while others are trying to defend her, saying that she felt it was necessary for her to do this because in this male-dominated society, she wouldn't have been noticed anyways because she's a female game developer. Hence, Gamergate became a thing where it's like you were either, trying to say that, like, this is going against journalism, or she did what she thought what she had to do to try to get her game out there.
Okay.
Trying to say that, like, this... Oh, for some reason I'm, like, repeating in my ear.
Yeah, I was trying I had to bring it up so that I could tweet it. Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, Funimation made their stance clear was where they stood in the whole Gamergate thing and inserted that line into prison school. And a lot of people took issue with that, saying like, hey, that's not really appropriate. Gamergate has nothing to do with this anime. And Funimation issued like an apology saying, we're sorry. This was just a lapse in judgment. We won't do it again. But they have been doing it again and again. First, let's stop the story for now. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chats saying, rest in peace, Kirby Moreau. Brad, do you remember Inuyasha?
Yeah, we talked about it last week, yes.
Yeah, with Yashahime. They were supposed to get all of the original actors back to reprise their roles, because a lot of the characters that were in the first series, they're still alive.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, the voice of Moroku tragically passed away.
Since last week?
A few days ago, it just happened.
Oh, wow.
He was the original voice of Goku in the Blue Ocean Canadian dub before Sean Schemmel. He was also the voice of Troa Barton from Gundam Wing, and he's been in a few other projects here and there. A lot of people just appreciated his take on Moroku because it was just a very sweet role. And it's just, no one else could really do that voice. It was just so perfect for that character. But sadly, everyone was just like sending me messages saying, hey, did you hear about Kirby Moreau? I'm just like, no. Just when Yashahime was getting started, Kirby sadly had to pass away.
Yeah, because when you said Kirby at first, I was thinking of Kirby the Nintendo.
I'm sure he got that a lot. Like with me with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I think you're the Batman and I'm the Robin. In this case.
I would just go into my friend's house and all of their dads would be all like, I'm Robin to the Batmobile. It's like, thank you, Mr. Selfridge.
Yeah.
Well, we got a super chat from Tim Whitfield.
Brad, have you watched Happy Days or Dallas? Are you calling me old? What are those things? What's he talking about, Robyn? Hey,
I don't know.
Like,
isn't it that thing that would, go on? Isn't it that one show that my parents would watch on those very old channels?
the original Jumping of the Shark. Happy Days. Yes. Back when I was younger, I watched Happy Days. Dallas, I don't. Maybe I remember. I think my parents watched it or something, but I remember when they revealed. I mean, it's old enough. Can I reveal the thing that ruined?
Yeah, go ahead. Spoilers for a 50-year-old show.
Right. The last episode of the original Dallas, a guy woke up and it was all a dream. It sort of just ruined.
I remember that.
So I remember hating that, but I wasn't invested in the show. I was too young. I was watching.
Which one's worse? Like, ending a show where it was all a dream, or having your last season go off in this big hurrah only for the very last 5 minutes to reveal that everything that happened in the last season was just all in the main character's head, and that the scary incident that happened with the main character's husband nearly dying of a heart attack, he actually did die of a heart attack, and everything that happened in the last season was just all in her daydream. I.e. the ending to Roseanne.
Yeah, I feel like it's all the same thing.
Kind of. That
Although
one lady just wakes up and like that one character is alive again. It's like, oh, it was all a dream. And with Roseanne, it was just, hey, everyone's happy. My husband died.
yeah, I watched some kind of a retrospective on that, and there's good reasons why she did that. It was a purposeful, strong choice. Dallas, I don't know why the hell they did that. I have no idea.
And then there's The Sopranos.
Yeah, still, I think it was cool. I think it was.
I thought it was a cool choice because I think the number one speculation that happened in regards to that ending was the main character said, like, when you die, everything goes black. So we're left to assume that he was shot at the diner and that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of gangster going out like
that. Exactly. Okay, back to the Funimation fiasco.
Yeah. What were we talking about? I was you're telling me something about Vic Mignogna, and I'm like, what's going on with Vic? Like, I got to stay neutral, and I'm like, tell me what's going on.
Okay. The Vic Mignogna debacle. Oh. Like, it was so heated that usually when it comes to these kinds of, like, drama videos, like with what happened with Nostalgia Critic and what happened with that one cosplayer that just loved touching people. Like, I had to like address my feelings about those things. Vic, it was like no matter what, you could not talk about this because it was that bad. It was so heated. It's just like whoever had a channel was not allowed to have an opinion on it. We're just like, nope, we're out. Bye. But basically, shortly after the release of Dragon Ball Z Super, the Broly movie, and everyone was praising Vic Mignogna's performance, a former editor for Channel Awesome, I forgot what her name was, but she used to make anime content for Nostalgia Critic. She made a tweet saying, like, everyone's praising Vic Mignogna when he did something to me years ago. And people were pressing her for questions. And there were more people coming out saying that Vic Mignogna was being inappropriate to them. And it was just an onslaught of these tweets coming out, just trying to come out with their story saying that Vic Mignogna did something inappropriate to them. And then Monica Rial, one of the actresses of Funimation, came out saying that Vic Mignogna was also inappropriate to her. And this led to Funimation making the tough decision, and even Rooster Teeth coming up with the tough decision to let Vic Mignogna go. He has been trying to fight this case, saying, like, these are all accusations with no evidence. And I think he's trying to fight the appeal that the judge made, I think, almost half a year ago. But there is a lot of things to take into consideration there was like two parties that were dividing the anime community. You were either a kick Vicar, which was hashtag kick Vic, get Vic out of there, or you were with I stand with Vic, thinking like, these are all accusations with no proof. You need proof in order to, basically ruin a man's life.
Yeah.
And when they were trying to ask these questions to the actors of Funimation, the actors were actually acting pretty bad to these people asking questions. I mean, it's one thing to have like an attitude with people that are attacking you saying like, hey, screw you for letting go of Vic. You're going to have some of those. But when you have like people legitimately asking like, okay, but what happened? There was just like so many tweets and attacks from Funimation and anybody related to the Funimation actors, just attacking these I stand with Vic people. Like even Jamie Markey made a tweet saying like, I want his balls, I want his head. Mm-hmm. And Monica attacking anybody on Twitter trying to defend Vic, and it was just, and Chris Sabat, Sean Schemmel, there was even an actress named Samantha Inoue coming out saying, All these people that are defending Vic Mignogna called a SWAT party to my house. And it is so abysmal that you people would act this way. This is all the Vic Mignogna fans are like. They're all the same. And then someone did some digging and found out that this so-called swatting that happened at her house happened 2 years before she made this accusation.
Oh.
And so we're just like, why would you do that? Like, if these are serious accusations towards Vic, you should be taking this seriously and not accusing the entire fan base of swatting you and using photos that happened to you years before this drama happened, to the point where, like, she just deleted herself of any social media platform. It was just like, did you seriously do that? Oh my goodness. Like, these are accusations that you need to take seriously, and this is something that we need to act like adults for, but all of these tweets are just making the Funimation actors just look abysmally bad. The way that they're treating the Vic supporters, the way that they're handling the situation. Mm-hmm. And when Funimation is asked, like, what's your take on this? How do you feel about your actors attacking your audience? Funimation just won't take a stance on it, and they lost a lot of subscribers to their streaming website.
Okay.
And it just seems like ever since Vic left, the push to add in more political terms into their dubs just kept happening. Like in the, and this is like something that I'm taking a stance against. Like the whole Vic Mignogna thing, I'd stay in the middle about. But when it comes to the way that they're handling their dubs, this is something that I'm taking a personal offense to, because it feels like they're taking someone else's property from another culture and inserting their own propaganda into it. And I just feel it's a bit irresponsible. Like in one episode of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, there is a voluptuous dragon character. That's her human form. Her human form is just her with a damn good body. And she decided to cover herself in one of the episodes, to which the main character's like, why are you wearing this? And to which she responds, oh, well, I was getting a lot of stares lately, so I just decided to cover up. And to which the main character responds, I don't think it's the clothes that's the problem. Because she just got that figure, so of course everyone's just going to stare. The voice of this character did not like this line, and of course it's Jamie Markey. So they changed the line to, what are you wearing? And Jamie responds, oh, those patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I decided to change clothes. To which the main character responds, give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. It's like, I'm sorry, but what does a 2,000-year-old dragon have any knowledge of patriarchal societal demands?
Yeah, I'm definitely confused.
By
the way, I want to address, we got people on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Ooh. And there are people on Twitch who are like, oh, they don't notice this in here, but we
for some reason, StreamYard's only showing the YouTube comments. Wait, I'm seeing the Facebook ones from Elaine Borabon.
Yeah, there's Facebook and Twitch.
And Martha Biz. Okay, there it is. Okay, cool. Sorry, so, I'm now seeing the Twitch and Facebook comments.
Yeah, so we will make sure we try to get from everyone on each platform. Hold on. First of all, somebody had this question, like, if you're in Australia, why are we Anime America? But I just assumed everyone knew that, because
they always ask me that.
We started in America, and she got married to Australia.
Like, if you just crank the history volume back, to back when we first started, all of us were in America. Back in those days when we did the A-list live, you remember that, Brad?
Yes, that was
with you shouting "boobies, boobies."
Yes, still love them.
Dustin's like, I'm gonna forget it.
I hope my grandmother isn't watching. Somebody on Facebook said, what, Louis Uckman? So what's your favorite part of Pokemon Journeys? Have you watched it? Because I haven't. I'm not a Pokemon.
There's so many series. Like Journeys, is that the one where they do like side stories without Ash? I think it's what Pokemon Journeys is, where they take, it's like the Where Are They Now segment of Pokemon, where everyone who did a journey with Ash, they just get their own episode. To which it's more entertaining than the actual series itself, because every episode is the same. They find a Pokemon, Ash is like, cool, that's a new Pokemon, and they deal with the problem at hand from the random character of the day. Team Rocket comes in, they get rid of Team Rocket, end of story. Pokemon is just the main series itself, it's boring. But any series that like it walks away from the Ash formula, and there's like Pokemon Origins, and there's a few other Pokemon series where it's a different trainer. Those are the ones I find more interesting.
Jerome Schlichter wants to know if you got his package, or do you have a...
Oh, I have a PO box. So
PO box?
I will try to check it tomorrow and Wednesday. I have to go to work. Maybe Thursday. I'll try to go Thursday to my PO box, because the thing is, I got that PO box when I used to live near Pimble. I have a mother-in-law that still lives there. Like my husband and I, we were living with my mother-in-law for quite some time because we spent a lot of money trying to get me to Australia. So we were just getting jobs and staying with my mother-in-law until we raised enough money. And now we live in the city. Pretty convenient. But it's just like, now I got to take like a 40-minute train ride back to Pimble where my P.O. box is. Great.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll try to make a visit there when I can. I'll probably do it Thursday, because Friday is when I have to go see a movie for my... I have an independent movie director named Tom Danger. He just made his own film. Shout out to anyone in Australia. I'm going to see if I can pull up the movie name, do a little shout out. Here we go. What's it called? Sweetheart. My friend directed a film called Sweetheart, and it's premiering this Friday. So a couple of my friends, my husband and I, were going to go watch it.
Where is it online?
It's going to be at the Ritz Cinema.
Oh, in Australia?
In Australia.
Yeah.
But if he ever does like an online release, I'll let you know. I was trying to do the same with Remember Redfield, because my friend Logan, but basically Tom and Logan are like independent film directors that I know in Australia. The random people you meet when you work at a theme park, I swear. Let's see where the location is. There it is. The Ritz Cinema is in Randwick, New South Wales. So if you're near that area this Friday, grab a movie ticket and I'll see you there.
By the way, I just remembered that I can put the questions up on the thing here.
Ta-da!
Light 2226. What is this podcast about? I just realized we're not doing our intros. We're supposed to be like, hey, this is Brad, this is Bob from Anime.
I did an intro.
Animes and stuff, and the things, and the, and whatever.
I did an intro. I said, like, basically this podcast is about me getting you up to date.
Sort of, yeah. I guess.
It's just like, Brad, have you heard of this? No. Well, let me explain.
Basically, yeah, and then everyone's like, hey, Brad, did you hear of this? Brad, did you hear of that? It's like, no, I haven't heard anything.
That's pretty much the comment section for all my videos. Like, even when I shared a Geekuk video about, how reviewing anime is much more difficult than it seems, especially with these times where it's just like, go, on to the next thing. So by the time when you watch the whole series and you review it, nobody cares. So I just shared it on Twitter, like, this is giving me a lot to think about. And the one tweet I get is, can you do this top 10? And I'm like, what does this have to do with the Geekuk video? I'll take your tweet into consideration, but focus.
Hold on.
Hey, we also have a super chat.
Yeah, I'll get that next.
Hey.
I was aware of Phantasy Star online animes, just haven't checked it out. Is it any good?
Barely one. I know the title.
I played one of the video games back in the day. I enjoyed it. All right, I'm trying to find. There's so many questions. I'll do a.
There's
Facebook
Joshua Eckenreiter who did a super chat.
Joshua, okay, here you go.
I ordered a Hidden Heroes Tari plushie. Cool. I love the fact that Hidden Heroes Tari is based on her beta design as she originally is a robot. Okay, so Brad, you watched the first season of Meta Runner, correct?
Yes.
Tari is based off of a design Kevin and Luke's little sister made. Where what if the Atari joystick was actually a character? Like, what if she was just a walking video game joystick? And she was originally like a robot type of character with an antenna sticking out, and they just kept changing her design to the point where she's a humanoid with a Meta Runner arm that allows her to play games better. But for season 2, the game that they're battling in right now is a game called Hidden Heroes, and the design that they have for the players are these little robots, and they dedicated Tari's robot design by the original Tari design. So it's actually pretty cool. It's like a little send out to her beginnings.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Trying to find a Facebook thing here. Where is it? I don't know anything about Fire Emblem.
I never played any of the Fire Emblem games.
Yeah.
I heard
Isn't that where you run around and kill mobs of people with your superpower?
I think it's more of a strategy game.
Oh.
I think the whole mob thing is accurate. There's also a super chat from someone called A Green Snake.
Hold on. Oh, is it down? I gotta scroll. Scrolling. Keep the doggy scrolling. Okay. A Green Snake. Love all the work and effort you guys do. My favorite was when you reviewed Trigun. Keep up the good work and remember, love
and peace.
Hey everybody, this is the new voice I'm gonna use the rest of the show.
Adorable.
What do you think?
Yeah, the one review where I totally got the term plants wrong because I thought, like, is Vash literally a plant? But they're like nuclear plant. I'm like, oh, he's a nuclear plant. Okay, he's not a plant.
So, wasn't a nuclear... okay, so when you add nuclear to anything, it automatically gives it sentience? Is that what we're saying?
I guess. He's just like a walking, talking power source, and he'll like offer his energy to stations in need. So like he and his brother are like polar opposites. They're the same thing, but Vash will use his powers for good. Knives uses his powers for destruction.
Okay, Cutie Katie says, Ewok, have you ever heard or watched Scissors 7? It's hilarious on Netflix if you watch the dub.
I had to run to the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you keep answering more questions.
I will do that. You should have gone before! No, I have not. I want to say that I saw an episode, but I'm going to say probably not. I don't know anything about Scissors 7. Okay, where is more? Facebook or something? Here we go. La 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 la. Here we go. Mr. Newbert says, everyone should hit the subscribe button. Love that one. What's going on with the plushies? I'll have Robyn answer that when she gets back. Basically, I think she's gonna get like 100, over 100 or something, and we're gonna start seeing if we can. What do you call it? Give some away on the live shows. But we'll see. Genius Devil 7 asks. But I'm not sure if she's gotten them yet or what's going on, so I'll ask her when she gets back. Well, thank you, Wingless Shinigami, and you're welcome. He says, thanks for the stream. I've archived it and sent it to my attorney and law enforcement. I will not be harassed. Have a nice day. Okay, you're welcome. I don't know. We're harassing him with content. Okay, a Twitch question. Marthamist, you know what's funny? Everyone wants a second season.
My headphones ripped out.
OHSHC?
Freaking cables.
Is that the high school high school something?
Orange High School Host Club, yeah, they want a second season, but it's going to be awkward because they're probably going to tell Funimation to not dub it. Or the ones that, like, they hate Vic Mignogna, they're going to say that, oh, replace him with Damon Mills or other actors from Funimation. But a lot of the diehard Orange High School Host Club fans and the Vic Mignogna fans will say, no, you can't replace him. He's the only Tamaki.
Mm.
The thing about, like... sorry, I was just seeing the comments. That was the thing with the Orange High School Host Club dub. It was like they grabbed their A-listers at the time to dub this show. They had like Caitlin Glass, Vic Mignogna, Todd Abercorn, Greg Ayers, Lucy Christian, Monica Rial, and God, who was Honey Senpai's? Who was Mori? I'm trying to remember who Mori was. I
don't know. I'm sorry.
He had like a very deep voice. I want to say it's Troy Baker, but I don't think it was Troy Baker. Someone in the comment section help me. I would bring up my phone, but for some reason I lost my phone.
Well, you need
with no phone. News at 11.
You want me to look it up? What am I looking?
That's true. I was hoping to see the voice, the chat answer. But if you want to look it up, it's up to you. I'm still trying to remember. It's like kicking me in the butt. Like,
what do I type?
Travis Willingham. That's it.
Okay, he's on. Travis Willingham is on the Critical Role.
Yeah, with Matt Mercer.
I effing love Critical Role. It's my new thing. I binged it for months.
He's the only Tamaki for me, but it can be hard to replace a VA in any show since you have to adjust to their voice and mannerisms. I mean, like, they kept the original actors for Animaniacs. Like, I watched the whole series on Hulu, and
I was going to ask you.
Like, the actors, like, they kind of sound the same, but you can definitely tell that Yako and Dot are trying so hard to reach their high voices, but there are moments where it's just like, it is so deep. You respect them for trying, though. Ora, ora, ora. Muda, 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 muda.
Ora, 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 ora.
He doesn't know the JoJo memes, guys.
I do.
Know the JoJo. Do you know the JoJo memes?
See all the memes, but I know yeah. UJ Clark. Thank you for the orders. Okay. Let's put this up. Apparently, if you say my name, I notice it more. Jerome Schlicker. Brad, have you seen the anime called Godinner?
Godinner.
What you doing, Godinner? No, I have not.
Nice.
I know nothing about it. And that's the end of that topic.
There you go.
The end.
But
hot.
Back to Funimation real quick.
Okay.
The latest controversy right now is they got the rights to a show called Uzaki-chan Just Wants to Hang Out. The controversy behind this character is Japan was struggling to get people to volunteer for the blood bank. So they did what any company would do. like Japanese companies will do one of two things to grab attention. They're either going to hire a mascot, and they will legit make their own mascot. There's like mascots for everything. There's like a train company in one district only that has their own mascot. There's like a mascot for everything. They're either going to get their own mascot, or they're going to make a waifu. And that's exactly what this blood bank did. They created a character named Uzaki, who, she looks adorable. She's got these big old, tig old bitties. And just an hourglass figure, waifu material. She looks adorable. It started a controversy online as demanding this blood bank to get rid of this character because she's inappropriate. It's like, it's a cartoon character. What do you want? She's a waifu. And it worked. Japan had a problem. They used modern problems require modern solutions. They got a waifu. They went over to donate blood and got their waifu merchandise out of it. So Uzaki got her own fandom, and people are not happy about it because they were using waifu sex appeal to gather blood for other hospitals. But it worked. The character was popular enough to the point where they gave her own show, where she's just a college student bothering another college student. He's an introvert, she's an extrovert, and she just wants to hang out all the time. He's just like, go away, I just want to be alone. So, oh, hey, Dad. It's my dad. Hey, Dad.
He's in the chat?
Yeah, Douglas Moore. Hey, Dad. Tell
him he needs to do the super chat, otherwise we won't.
He already does super chat. It's called an allowance. No, it's called birthday and Christmas. Oh. Or I'll just open a card for him. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. I gotta convert this in the AUD now.
Alicia Connell says hi, Robyn. Hi, Brad. So hello.
Hi. But the character got her own show, and Funimation got the dubbing rights to it, and we're just like, oh no, because the show has so many innuendo jokes that we know with Funimation and how they're treating their dubs and how they're inserting things here and there and changing the context of certain dubs. They pretty much already said, like, the person who did the dubbing corrections for this one other show, I forgot what it was called, but she's going to be in charge of Uzaki-chan. We're like, well, we already know this is going to be censored. Great. That, or they're going to put in political slander, because I remember one line they added in. It was just like the original Japanese dub. They had this one character come off as very rude. Like, he's like, why are you being so rude to me? Why are you acting this way to me? Or no, it was like, why is it every time I stand near you, I get pissed off? And he's like, I don't know, maybe it's just your time of the month. And it's just like, oh, but you're not supposed to like that character. He's a jerk. That's why they used that line. And she just replied by saying, oh my God, you're such a creep. They changed that line to, by God, you're such a misogynist. It's like, what?
Okay, Agado Network says, hey guys, one question. What are your thoughts on Sayaka Miki as a character? And you know me, I don't know anything about names.
I think that's Sayaka from Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, the one with the blue hair. She's definitely an interesting character because, like, no matter what, like, she's doomed to, like, repeat history. No matter how many times they try to reset the universe. But, like, she takes the deal with good intention. She uses her wish to do something for someone she truly, truly cares about, even if Senpai will eventually not notice her. Like, he just still sees her as a good friend, and he has feelings for someone else, and her best friend has feelings for him, etc. So you feel bad for her, but at the same time, you know that she's still a good person. So okay. I like her character.
By the way, Light 2226, I think we answered your question from earlier while you were watching Hell's Kitchen. See right here, it says, I was watching Hell's Kitchen. So that's what you get for not watching Anime America. You'll never know what the answer is. Heather Petty from Facebook says, what is the next top 10 list? Robyn.
It was supposed to be done last week because I had the audio laid out and everything. it's supposed to be top 10 scariest husbandos and waifus. It was supposed to be the Halloween list, but basically what is happening in my real life, and I'm probably going to make a vlog about this, is I got hired by Glitch Productions, aka SMG4, as a staff writer. So basically, on the weekends, I'm working at a theme park, help me, and the weekdays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays mostly, I am scripting their newest episodes of SMG4. But it was just supposed to be Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but sometimes they'll ask me to come in case something at the last minute happens, like, hey, we need to delay this episode. Can you come in and work on another episode? And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm on my way. Or last week in particular, they were like, okay, possibly in the future when we're working on other projects, we'll need your help scripting out episodes that we're working on for future projects besides SMG4. So we want you to watch the head writer, Jeff, scripting out all of our other projects so you can learn from him. So eventually I'm going in as many days as possible to better my skills as a writer to the point where when I hopefully get promoted from part-time to full-time, I can eventually leave my job being a theme park worker. No, I've been there for 5 years, and I'm hoping to leave soonish. Like, I love my managers at my job. I love my coworkers. It is just exhausting work, having to operate attractions in the cold, in the rain, in the heat. And this is something I've been doing since I was a young adult. I've been doing this since I was like 17. And I'm tired.
Wow.
I am just done.
Yeah.
I feel like the public has become a lot more entitled than what I'm used to. Like, I get a few complaints from a few Karens here and there, but it honestly feels like, especially during the pandemic, when my managers are doing everything they can to look after me, and when our staff members are doing everything that we can to look after each other during this pandemic, where we have to wear visors and we have to clean everything, it honestly feels like the guests, the customers, the public at large do not care. We are telling them to be socially distant. They don't want to bother. We're telling them to sanitize their hands. Some will, some won't. We do have a lot that will follow the rules. Like, they'll keep their distance, they'll wear a mask, and they will be polite. And as part of the contract for keeping this park open during a pandemic, we have to clean the rides after every use, and it takes time. We're already getting complaints saying this is not necessary. You guys are wasting your time. You're wasting our time. We paid so much money to get into this park, and you're wasting our time with your employees taking their sweet time cleaning the rides. And it's like, this is a pandemic. There are people that are getting sick and dying out there, and you're complaining that you have to wait 5 minutes for us to clean a ride. It depends on what ride. Like Carousel, we just say, pick out, okay, that person sat there, clean those. All right, next up.
Yeah.
Tango Train, we clean the seats that were used, or we'll clean all 20 cars. Now, with an attendant, it doesn't take too long. The Volare, on the other hand, has 64 seats, and most of the time, the Volare operator has no attendant, because boarding this thing, it's like one of the easiest rides to operate. Cleaning it, however, is so hard. And especially when you have guests staring at you and the sun's beaming down on them. There's no umbrellas, which is something I brought up with, because they couldn't have umbrellas during the pandemic for some strange reason. Like, I think the government was all like, oh, they could be touching it, and it could be a contaminable object. And it's like, well, we could just, clean it in between shifts. It's like, no, get rid of all the umbrellas. And it's like, what? NSW, whatever. We've had to make a lot of choices that the government has been like saying, oh, you have to do this and you have to do that. And it's like, okay, the guests are going to hate us, but okay, it's a pandemic. They have to get used to it.
Yeah.
We've basically, had to make all these changes, and they're complaining about it. And it's just like, you're coming to a theme park during a pandemic. I think the most brutal story I ever heard of a guest going to a theme park that I felt bad for them, but at the same time, I did not take their side. It was a family that drove all the way from Rhode Island to Florida to go to Disney World. And the government is saying, in order for you to go to Disney World, everybody, and they mean everybody, has to wear a mask. Because these Disney properties can hold hundreds of thousands of people. They're being restricted, so all the lines at Disney World are super low right now. But you have to wear a mask, no matter what. And they have a few people complaining about it, but at least Disney is going to give you a mask in case you forget. Right. But if they start a complaint or refuse to wear a mask, they get escorted off property. Sadly, the saddest story I ever heard from this family, their daughter had a high spectrum of autism to the point where if you put something foreign on her, she will have a panic attack.
Right, yeah.
So they were trying to tell Disney she will refuse to wear a mask. There's no possible way for her to wear a mask. Can you please make an exception? And unfortunately, they can't. They're doing this for everyone, like for the elderly, the children, the adults. Yeah. They can't make an exception. They make an exception for her. They got to make an exception for everyone. And then all the other people wearing masks are just like, well, why do we have to wear it? But they don't have to wear it. And it just you're opening a can of worms at that point, and then you start another hotspot outbreak, and Disney World shuts down again. So in order to make sure Disney World stays open, everybody has to wear a mask. And honestly, if you have a child with that high of a spectrum, the best thing to do is to wait until the pandemic dies down. It sucks. It really does suck. You want to go to the happiest place on earth and have a wonderful time, but this is a pandemic, people. This is like one of the scariest times that we're living in our modern generation, but you want to escape it and go to these parks, which is highly understandable, but that doesn't mean that the pandemic is going to disappear because you want to feel happy for one day. Yeah. I want to be understanding, but at the same time, it's like, this is a pandemic. It's like, you know, did World War II go away when the buildings in England were blowing up?
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Same thing with the coronavirus. It will eventually go away. But, you know, as of right now, like, I would give anything to board a plane and go see my family. I have not seen my sister in like 7 years because she's been traveling a lot. I've never even met my nephews. I was supposed to see my family after so many years, last April or May. But coronavirus, I was not allowed to see them. And I cried so many days because, like, this was the day I was supposed to hug my nephews. This was the day that I was going to see my sister after all of these years. This was the day I was supposed to see my parents after 4 years of not being with them. Wow. I missed them like crazy. And I poured my heart out to my managers and the safety committee at my job. Because having to deal with that and serving these entitled people at theme parks, it has made me into a very cynical person. It's just like, at least you have your family, okay? Mm-hmm. You were living in these conditions where you are healthy, you have your family, you have your children, you are more than capable of surviving this. I am here with my husband and my in-laws. And even then, I can't even see most of my in-laws because we are scattered throughout New South Wales. So I'll see his parents every once in a while. But I still miss my parents, and I miss my sister and my brother-in-law, and I've never met my nephews. And for these people to just, like, you know, complain to me about their problems, it's just like, I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Like, here I am, like, putting aside my needs to give you guys what you want.
Wow. That was the first rant of the episode, I think.
Sorry. Wow. It is a passionate topic because, like, those who are in the service industry, their mental health is at risk with how people are just treating them. There's even at the Kmart that I shop at here, there's even an announcement saying, remember, the servers here are here to help you. Please take that to consideration. Do not attack them for trying to do their job and help you. Yeah.
But speaking of ranting, I'm trying to bring it back to a happy note.
Go for it.
It's starting to get sad. Somebody posted a question that does a podcast need to have a topic or whatever, and normally, but not always. Like this is just let's get together and chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we used to try and put a lot of production and whatever into it, and it's so much work, and we don't always get the results that make it worth all the work. So Robyn and I are just like, let's just get on and chat with the peeps, the anime peeps. I sound so like old when I say it like that. But I want to put this up. There's a Twitch question from Light2226. I can't find a good anime to watch. I thought that would be a good question to throw, or not just a question, but Robyn, name a 2020 anime to watch? Good one. Oh, you've got a body pillow?
It was a gift from a fan.
Oh.
And he's actually here in the chat. Hi, Josh. So this is my housewife Udo, because this character is both. I actually made an Instagram video with my friend Adam, who's just like, Robyn, whose husband or waifu do you have under your blanket? I'm like, husband or waifu? Yes. Why, it's both. That's pretty much what Crim is.
Oh, okay.
But Interspecies Reviewers is a fun one. It's very mature, but there's also the one about those animation girls. Those are the only two that I would recommend, because I have not seen Rent-A-Girlfriend or anything else.
I need to catch it. Waifu mean wife? What is waifu?
Waifu is wife.
Okay.
The meme came from that show, Azumanga Daioh, where in the Japanese dub, it was like, he dropped the teacher dropped a photo of a woman, and the students are like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Who is she? And in Japanese, he says, my waifu. It's just the Japanese saying the word wife. Alicia
Kano asked me if I have a waifu or anime girl.
Basically, whatever anime female character that you like, that's your waifu.
Okay, because I don't remember names, maybe Robyn, you'll know, from Bleach. I think she was the cat. She did cat ears and had a tail or something.
It starts with a Y. I don't know too much of Bleach, but it's like Yoshi.
She was my vote when you did top 10 anime, whatever. One of your anime lists, or 32 sexy women of anime, something like that.
Yoruichi, that's it. Yeah, back in those days when I did top 32 60 men and women of anime, I stopped doing it because it became more of a popularity vote. Like, what was the popular anime at the time? That would be the winner. So, like, the last one I hosted, it was like Ezra from Fairy Tail 1 and Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Oh, no, I got the virus.
What's your Robyn? I'm going to get it over the nets.
You're gonna get a literal virus on your computer.
On the tube, yeah.
Oh no, my computer has it.
Yeah.
So many people on there like, bless you. No, not Ezra. I keep saying Ezra because I keep reviewing shows that start Ezra Miller. Urza from Fairy Tail and Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. They won the last one. I'm just like, this isn't really fun anymore where we're not choosing characters based on their personalities and their appearance. We're just choosing it because this certain anime is popular. So it's like, I'm done. Oh, my mom says my hair looks great. Thanks, Mommy. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, somebody was saying what Martha missed on Twitch said, Robyn, if you want to rant, you can rant. You're human. You have passions and emotions. You're allowed to let them out. So,
thank you, Martha.
So to all you who are sitting there going, no, 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 yeah, take that. What is this? Sailor Bombstruck. Dude, I used to watch this channel a long time ago, like 5, maybe 6 years ago. Well,
I didn't stop.
Good to see you again. sir.
It's good to have you back, Sailor.
Yeah. While you're here, click subscribe.
Is that how I'm going to get appeal from the algorithm? Because it seems like everybody nowadays has to add into their videos. Be sure to leave, they just like, before we get started, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome videos from this channel. It's like,
it really helps a lot.
It really helps a lot, guys. Sorry, guys. Now onto the video. It's like, it's how people are getting attention from the algorithm, because it just seems like everybody suddenly decided to do it.
Yeah. And click the bell icon. Do you do the thing where you're like, and click the bell?
The bell icon is so stupid. It's just YouTube trying to like get you to like do the notifications on your phone, and it's so annoying, especially when you're a YouTuber that gets so many comments, and you get a notification for all the comments, so it just keeps scrolling, and you're just like, can I use my phone, please? I can't. There's so many comments. Right. I had to turn it off.
Coach 8766 says to try to rent a girlfriend.
That's actually a name of an anime.
Oh, I thought it was a .com I could go to.
Maybe.
Sega Star 7 says that's a cute pillow.
Thank you. Grim's a cute character. I like the episode where he finally gets to like set out and do his own little pervy adventure, because like the others just make a delivery to Dracula, and they're just like, all right, let's get home and go to a few brothels, and Dracula's like, well, I mean, I got one around the corner if you want to check it out. And they're like, cool, let's go check it out. But Krim wasn't with them on that adventure. Like when they got back, they were like, oh, I wonder what Krim was doing. Like, oh, he was probably working at the bar. But you just see him leaving a witch brothel, and I'm just like, my boy, he went solo on this venture. Yay! He made his own review. They're just like, wait, Krim, you actually want to one by yourself? My man.
Okay, so this is off the anime topic, but some Sans Gaster said, as someone who is going to culinary school and who is autistic, any tips for me when I enter the service industry? Don't. No, I'm just
probably don't, because you're gonna have like a lot of Karens, and what's the male equivalence of a Karen? I think we're all trying to like figure out the name. Like, what's the typical suburban dad name who also has to go talk to the manager?
Billy, or I don't know who.
No. Billy's the name of my manager, so like Billy's like the guy who takes the complaints and doesn't care.
I don't know. Bob?
Maybe Bob.
Or Dan.
Dan sounds like a good one. Like Dan. There's always a Dan.
Okay, Dan.
No, it's Bob. Dan. Bob or Robert?
Yeah, maybe.
Robert and Karen.
Karen and Rob, yeah, that sounds right.
Or Craig.
Freaking Craig.
Basically, like, find like a service center that will like a restaurant that'll cater to your needs, but also has like low service amounts, because if you're living in like an environment like a theme park, you're gonna have like a lot of people that are like, no excuses, you should hire better people, etc., etc. Like the service industry, you should only do it if you're desperate for work.
Somebody said Jared, which I think that's a good. Furious Citizen said Jared.
Jared, Dave, Rob.
Kevin is a good one. Miss Lily and Caesar Paradise. I like this one. Martha Miss says, I call them Ricks, which that would work.
I'm Pickle Rick.
I love Pickle Rick. I don't know why. I thought when that came out, I was like, dude, Pickle Rick. And I thought it was just me, but then like everyone's like, Pickle Rick. I'm like, okay, now it's not cool anymore because everyone's doing it.
Right. Like honestly, like only do customer service if you think you have the strong backbone for it, because like you're gonna have people that just need a job and they need to pay the bills and whatnot, and usually they're the happy-go-lucky people that are like, oh, I'm great with people, but my job consistently has a lot of people complaining and threatening to get rid of me and my job, and say, oh, like I'm gonna complain to the manager, and it's like, cool, go for it. It was just basically me telling them, "Hey, your child's not allowed to sit here." He's like, "My child can sit anywhere." It's like this seat is literally above an electrical area for the Dodgem cars. Your kid's either going to fall into the track and get hit by a Dodgem car, or they're going to get electrocuted. So please, for your safety. And they have to go complain about how I talk to them. It's just like, ugh.
I like what Miss Lily said. She says, "Kevin, I'm a Billy, and all I get are Karens and Kevins."
Ugh. And I remember we were talking about like an old employee who used to work for us, and it's just like, remember Rohan? Yeah, he had so many customers throw crap at him for doing his job. Like the guy had like an iPad thrown in his face. He just grabs it. It's like, okay, cool, thanks. Like, Rohan, how come people keep throwing their iPads and iPhones at you? He's like, I don't know. I remember like relieving an employee at the Dodgem cars, like, all right, I'll take over. And they looked severely stressed. And I had like the supervisor at the park saying, no matter what, do not talk to these two. Just, do your checks and run the ride. And I'm like, okay. So I'm doing my checks, and I go up to this suspicious couple that are just sitting in the Dodgem cars. And all I said to them was, all right, guys, before we get started, I need you to do your seatbelts just over your head and across your chest. And then they get up and told me to go F myself and threaten to punch me, and they walk away. And I'm like, I just told you to put on your seatbelt. And my supervisor runs up to me like, what did you say to them? Put on your seatbelt.
Oh, okay. What are we calling those people?
Australians call them bogans.
Bogans?
They're basically the Aussie rednecks.
Okay. I'll try and remember that. It's hard to remember. Remember? It's hard to remember.
Hi, Mimba. Mikey's here. Hey, Mikey.
Furious Citizen says, I know one. I like one that is Onyx Equinox. Is that an anime I haven't heard of?
I think so. That does sound familiar. Onyx Equinox.
Neither one of us know what that is. Sorry. Let's find some questions.
Facebook, Janine Posilla is the newest one. The one about retail work. That's at the very bottom for me.
Somebody said they had 57 body pillows. Holy crap.
That's an army.
So
they'll invade the anime conventions.
Where's the question?
Janine Posilico Darnell.
One?
Yeah.
I don't miss retail. I have so many stories, and sometimes it doesn't help when a manager does what? When a manager does what they want to make them happy, just so he or she doesn't have to deal with it.
Because that's the thing, like, I get it, but at the same time, it still annoys me when the manager has to break the rules in order to make the customers happy. But at the same time, with how social media is nowadays, it feels like you can get canceled for anything. So if, like, I remember there was a theme park somewhere in New South Wales. I don't remember, but they got in trouble because, when it comes to security footage, you're not supposed to wear a mask, because if that person wearing a mask steals something, we're not going to know their facial identity, which makes sense. Throughout many establishments, people will wear a mask, they'll steal something, they get away with it. So a lot of properties will say no masks unless it's for religious purposes. But this little kid was like wearing a mask, and security was telling them, hey, for security reasons, your child is not allowed to wear a mask. And so they started filming this guy straight up to his face. Like, he's telling my kid to take off a mask, but he won't tell, a Muslim woman to take off hers. And it's just like, dude. And they were trying to start this whole outrage thing. And it's like, it's for security purposes, guys. This is like one of those Power Ranger masks. Just take it off.
I like, this is your dad, right, Douglas?
Yeah.
He says, remember what Grandma always said. If you can't say something nice, and I'll finish it, be sarcastic.
Sarcasm is the best coping mechanism.
Yes. That is my religion. Sarcasm.
SpongeBob is like the greatest template for customer service. Like your manager is Krusty Krab, the new hire is SpongeBob. The rest of us are Squidward, and the customers are Patrick.
Hey, Gummy Toaster, great name. Used to watch your top 10 as a kid. Your channel is pretty much the reason I'm still in the anime. Well,
Thank you.
Welcome.
I like the PewDiePie template.
PewDiePie. What do you mean, PewDiePie template?
That's the hot pink and black tiger stripes. That's PewDiePie's, I think, trademark design.
Furious Citizen said if you can't say something nice, just say something slightly hurtful in a chipper tone. I'm down with that.
I get that sometimes when the kids are asking me, ma'am, has anyone ever died on this? And they say it like in a joking way, and I'm like, okay, that's the first time for everything. No, but do you want to be the first? I'm like, kid, if anything happens, I'll make sure Channel 7 gets your name right.
Landon Cotty said she didn't really have 57 pillows. It was a joke. It was funnier when I thought it was true. Yeah, I ruined it. Everybody's down for Bogans. Everyone likes Bogans.
Yep. We have like an employee at our park being all like, whenever he does his spiels on any of the rides, he talks like a Bogan. We're like, oh my God, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Yeah, all right, guys, let's start this. All right.
Long Island Ice Tea says, yep, that's about right. Bogans. All right, anime topic. We've been on other stuff, and I might have to end up editing this show because I feel like Corona and all this other stuff is sad.
If we don't edit to the description, we should be fine. But if someone from YouTube watches the video, as if they ever watch my videos, but if we get demonetized, that means someone might have reported us for talking about coronavirus. But
we were talking about it. We were talking about
the reaction. We're not giving out wrong medical statements as other people are. We're just talking about the reaction from the people.
Yeah,
how crappy they're being.
She just has to clean your mess and live with your decisions because she's in the service industry.
People complain about me, and I'm just like, ma'am, we don't have to be open.
Light 2226. Did we ever answer the question about a good anime? They like Cowboy Bebop, which you and I both are huge fans of Cowboy Bebop.
Heck yeah.
Space Dandy is awesome too. I typically don't like silly animes, but Space Dandy was awesome. Yes, what is Carol and Tuesday?
Carol and Tuesday it's an alright anime. Like a lot of people just love the message of it and thought it was beautiful, and I'm just like, it's alright. It's still kind of good. Like it was just about these girls, one of them came from a rich family, she ran away from home. The other one is just living day by day in the city. They get together to make their own music, but they're pretty much fighting the industry standards that rely on a lot of auto-tuning and robots to make their music. And these girls are singing from the heart, so it's just down with auto-tune, down with automated music. We're gonna play music from the heart, and it's gonna be 1,000,000 times better than the establishment's making.
I hate auto-tune. I mean, sometimes it's used artistically and, properly and correctly where it adds to the song. But when, the whole thing is auto-tune, you can't hear the person's voice and it's just...
I feel like if it's used responsibly to level out your voice, especially in the middle of a performance, a lot of concerts nowadays rely on it so that you don't... mess up live, because that can happen, especially what happened with poor Idina Menzel when she was singing Let It Go on New Year's Eve, and it was in the middle of a snowstorm, and her voice was just compromised, and she just messed up her high note, and people made fun of her for it. It was just well, you try to do it. It's hard being a vocalist.
Wrongful says she loves your review for My Bride is a Mermaid. Best guy, Masa-san.
Masa. He is the best guy.
I am ignorant of your anime ways. What is Guy Masa-san?
Masa's just one of the characters in the show. The show is basically, it's very silly. It's an over-exaggerated comedy about a guy who almost drowns in the ocean and gets rescued by a mermaid, but because her identity was exposed, her father, who's a leader of a Yakuza mermaid gang, and I said that correct, a Yakuza mermaid gang.
Okay.
He's given him one of two choices. You either marry my daughter and protect her identity, or we kill you.
You know an anime that I don't hear a lot about, but I loved? This is Bakugan, I think it's called. It's all on a train. No, not Bakugan. It all happened on a train.
Bakano.
That's
a good one.
Thank you. Bakano is amazing.
That is a good one. That is a very good one. It's one of those where it's like it's underrated, but not underrated because, like, there are enough people out there that do like the show and praise it. Like, there's nothing but praise from that show, but it should get talked a lot more often. Like, it should be on the same level as like Bebop and like all the other greats out there.
Luis Morales says auto-tuning needs to die in live concerts. Be authentic. Sing and play instruments. Auto-tuning computer concerts are traps.
I would agree and disagree. It depends on your strengths and, like, or if, like, you're not feeling well that night, but you still want to perform. There's actually one singer that actually, he authentically sounds really good without it, but he just likes using it anyways because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hatsune Miku and other Vocaloids are the perfect argument for having auto-tune.
What's a Vocaloid is my question.
Basically the same as Hatsune Miku, but Hatsune is like the leader.
That didn't answer my question.
Hatsune Miku was a mascot for a vocal like auto-tune program from Japan.
Oh.
And she just basically became the biggest icon to ever exist in Japan. Never heard of Bakano. Maybe I should do a review of it one day where it's like all of these different stories.
You know how to spell it.
You know how to spell it, yeah. But yeah, all these different stories coming together on this train mystery, and it's actually a lot of fun. And it has like a really good ending.
Crackerjack!
Crackerjack!
Yeah, if you're not hip on what that is, then you need to watch Meta Runner.
Yeah, watch it.
Somebody commented that they just watched the first season of Meta Runner and loved you in it.
Yeah, ain't cool. Definitely go watch Meta Runner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Bakugan person. I brought it up, but people keep saying, like Manuel Hernandez, I used to watch Bakugan as a teenager back in 2007. Not bad, but those characters look too attractive for an adventure. I don't know.
Aren't they just kids, or is that the other Bakugan? I thought Bakugan was the one with the spinny
the thing, right? The top and the tops hit each other.
Yeah, spinning tops, the anime. Wasn't Bakano in your top 10 best anime endings of all time? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was, Martha Mist.
There you go.
Ergo Proxy, I do like. Janine Pasillo from Facebook says Ergo Proxy.
Oh, Beyblade. What was Bakugan then? Beyblade was the one with the spinny tops. What was Bakugan?
Oh, yeah, Beyblade's the one with the spinny tops. What is Bakugan?
Is that the one where it's kind of like spinny tops with the monsters?
Or something.
Yeah.
I saw like the first 2 or 3 episodes of Bakugan. I think they get these like digital monsters, but I don't know anything beyond that.
I think it was like a mixture of Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're welcome, Manuel Hernandez. He says, "OMG, my comment was read live on the air. I can die peacefully." Okay.
Well, don't say it like that. Because then
I
he'll
read
think you're
it.
making fun of him.
No. I apologize. I was just trying to.
That's the thing with the internet. Like, you can like joke around, but then someone's just like, "Oh, you're being insensitive."
No.
Like what's happening right now with the Animal Crossing community? It's just like, I never thought the Animal Crossing community would be that bad. Like, the majority are fine, but there are a few that are just trying to ruin the game for everyone. It's like, can you stop, please?
Did you see this guy's we call it icon? He's got a face.
He looks like a butt.
Spiffy Gonzalez says, "I haven't seen this channel since Helsing was a thing. Some legends never die."
Thank you.
You're a legend, Robyn.
Woohoo! I mean, I never left. It's just YouTube hates me.
Eric Valiente answered our question. I think Bakugan was where the little marbles transform into monsters. That sounds right.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, we're balls that turned into different creatures. Well, not I don't know. They're all. I can't watch them. Yu-Gi-Oh was all I could do. Everything else was just too much. That's just me.
More than fair.
What is this, Brad? Have you seen Yashimi yet? No.
Yashihime. That's
Sounds
the sequel
like
to Inuyasha.
sushi I haven't tried.
It's the sequel to Inuyasha.
Oh. Should I? Are you guys gonna make me watch it?
But back to the whole Funimation thing.
Real quick though, this is a good question. Zoe Ann Chin. What anime are you looking forward to in 2021?
Probably the Sailor Moon movies. Sailor Moon Crystal, I'm not sure if you know it, Brad. They basically redid all of Sailor Moon with the Sailor Moon Crystal, and it's supposed to be more accurate to the manga because the original anime is nothing like I wouldn't say nothing. I'd say it's like maybe 50-50, where like they kept the plot and the villains, but they added in like filler episodes and who's the monster of the day kind of plots, and it was like just a generic anime. Sailor Moon Crystal was just more on point to its original story, and like the first season was a bit of a mishmash because of the animation quality and the bad pacing, but it still kept to the original theme and idea. Next year, they're going to release the fourth season into 2 different movies, and that's what everyone's looking forward to.
Jeffrey Harrington says, "Can you please review Baki?" First of all, I want to say I do enjoy Baki, mostly because it's pretty accurate. I mean, I love martial arts. I've studied martial arts for years, and it's very accurate. A lot of the moves are doing it. Obviously, they go into like superpowers and stuff and whatever. But for the most part, it's pretty entertaining to watch as a martial artist.
Yeah.
So, Robyn, what about, you're not really as much into battle anime as me. Will you ever review a Baki or anything like that?
If I can get through my Patreon requests. I mean, I reviewed all of JoJo, and that's mostly battling. Yeah.
What is your thing? Did you review did you review JoJo as all of it, or
each season separately?
Oh, wow.
So I had like a video for Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, Stardust Crusaders, Diamond is Unbreakable, and Golden Wind.
What's your overall, if you crammed all 3 into like a 1 sentence, how do you feel about all of it?
It's definitely a bizarre adventure and one that I don't regret watching.
Okay. I would agree. It's weird. And sometimes you're sitting there, why am I watching this? But you do it anyway.
Yep. Can I do a crossover with Nostalgia Critical reviewing the live action Fist of the North Star? No, thank you.
Jeffrey Harrington.
I have my own gripes with Nostalgia Critic.
I think we talked about this before. Israel Yabuki says, Robyn Senpai, please have a look at Hajime no Ippo.
Okay, Cartman.
It just sounded like the way, I don't know. Isn't that is that a naughty one?
Hajime no Ippo? I think it's like a pretty out there shonen.
Maybe it's because the word no is in it. And I remember
Boku no Pico.
Yeah. So when I see no and then Ippo, I think Boku no Pico.
Hajime no Ippo is actually okay. It's a boxing anime.
We've heard of Space Dandy. We talked about it earlier. You're late.
I love that. How to describe JoJo? It's the gayest shit you will ever watch. Excuse my French. I'm just reading what Martha said. Yeah. To which, when you say that to the JoJo fandom, they'll just say, "Yep."
Yeah.
But they say it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. By the way, Light226, I don't know where to tell you to watch Bakuno. Maybe try Crunchyroll or Google or it says it isn't on Crunchyroll. So I don't know, sir.
Maybe Hulu? If it's not on Crunchyroll, maybe Hulu or Netflix?
Maybe. It exists somewhere. It's definitely worth the money, wherever you find it. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have to say, Furious Citizens talking about Ghost in the Shell. Yes, everything Ghost in the Shell. Just my personal opinion, but just pick a Ghost in the Shell, whatever it is. You can skip the live-action movie.
Live-action movie had, good effects, and the last half of it was cool, but the beginning was boring.
Right. But I said anything Ghost in the Shell, so I'm just saying anime. Anything anime Ghost in the Shell, do it. GITS all the way. Gets you some git. Okay, so somebody wants us to get back to the Funimation thing. I thought you explained it all, but there's more to talk about with Funimation.
They basically joined. They have a few representatives joining the anime table, trying to bring in their own perspective of diversity and entertainment to Japan. Trying to talk to them about how to create a bigger, wider audience so that their anime will reach more people around the world. But at the same time, people are concerned with, well, define your use of diversity, because it feels like they just want the animators to create products that they approve of, with how they're censoring certain anime titles and with how they're changing the dubs to insert political terms. And the actors of Funimation are not shy on where they stand on their politics, which is fine. But when you use your said politics to go to Japan to try to make them change the shows that they animate and don't animate, is that a form of censorship? Is it a form of taking someone's culture and changing it to something that you approve of? Because we kind of frowned upon that when 4Kids did it, when they pretty much washed away any Japanese culture from their dubs to make it a more American product. Funimation is just trying to change their products to be something more PC. So is that okay? Is it not okay? Do you think they're just there at the anime table just to bring a bigger perspective for the animators? Because Japan lives in its own little world. They have their own problems. They're being overworked and their population is dying down. Hence why you're seeing a lot more naughty content on TV, because that's basically Japan's way of saying, hey, make the babies. Make the babies. It's true, though. So is it really fair for people from America to go in and be all like, hey, maybe make your products more like this? Is that okay? And a few mangakas are coming out, like the guy who makes Love Hina, saying, can't we just do our own thing? We want to make our own products, and you're basically telling us that we need to stop.
I want to throw this up there because two people said we're talking about Bakino. I think this is Janine Pasolico Darnell said she found it on Just Dubs. And so I think Jasmine Orholm says it's on Hulu. I can neither confirm nor deny those claims, but I'm just putting it there for your edification.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Funimation inserting political terms into their dubs and possibly trying to change anime as a whole?
Is it bad if I don't have an opinion?
That's not bad at all, no. Because you're just stepping into this just not knowing what's going on. But this is basically what's happening. Like Funimation inserting political terms and censoring their dubs and possibly going to Japan to talk to the animators and the mangakas into how to making their anime more diverse. But the term diverse is just like, well, what do you mean by diverse?
Here, without knowing everything, my just initial thoughts are, let me watch it the way it was originally made. And then I can decide whether I like it or not when I watch it. I feel like
Lewis keeps sharing this this comment about what we're talking about translating is important.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Translating is important. Changing dialogue, political or not, is lying about what the character said. The mouth flap is always a stupid excuse.
That's what they say. It's like, oh, we had to change a few things to match the lip flap. And it's like, but you're changing the context of what they're saying.
Yeah. I prefer it being as accurate because I come from being a huge fan of kung fu movies, and I prefer it to be as close to what the original. Because what ended up happening is they just made the kung fu movies silly and ridiculous when they translated it because they just made up whatever they thought with, go. And which was great because I enjoyed it. Great on one hand because I enjoyed, there's some just great, funny movies to watch that are dubbed. But come on, you're ruining. I've seen some that were. I'm talking about kung fu, comparing it to anime, but because that's where I, started. But I would watch a great kung fu movie with the original, whatever, with the what do you call it? The stuff on the bottom, subtitles.
Subtitles, yeah.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Like they're talking about the specific moves and the master was teaching a student saying certain things. And then I watched the dub thinking, oh, this will be easier, more fun. I can enjoy it more. And they ruined it. They changed the art of it. And the master wasn't saying what he was actually saying. He was saying something else. So because of my experience with that and feeling like they ruined what was being said there, I kind of say you got to leave it original, keep it as original as possible is my take.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it too, because it's like when you're inserting your own political ideology into a product that doesn't necessarily belong to you, I feel it's disingenuous. If you're going to create your own product and insert those terms there, by all means do it. And, let the public just watch it for what you created. But taking someone else's property and inserting things that the original creator probably would not approve of. Yeah. It just feels like it's an abuse of power.
NCOE19, whatever. Only change things if it's something that no one in the U.S. will understand it. That makes sense to me.
At the same time, like, you can have, like, captions describing what it means. Like, there's a difference between, like, changing the term but still have it mean the exact same thing and changing an onigiri into a jelly donut. These jelly-filled donuts are great. I think I just learned Japanese at this point.
Right. By the way, I do want to say, Henry Stevens says, have you ever seen Animation Look Back Studio Ghibli? I haven't seen Animation Look Back, but I do want to throw out there for the people that were like saying, what's a good anime to watch? Just about anything Studio Ghibli, right? Just pick a Studio Ghibli and you're good.
I can't really think of a movie they've made that's that bad to the point where you shouldn't watch it. Like, there's a few hit and misses, but anything made by Ghibli, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. The best ones to me are Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle.
Hi, so how much? I think we've been on for an hour and a half, Robyn.
Yes, we have.
What?
I gotta record some stuff today because the main reason why I'm not working on the top 10 list right now is because Galmon sent me a tablet that they wanted me to review and release it on the 23rd, which is tomorrow for America, just in time for Black Friday. So they just want me to just demonstrate the product and show you guys what it can do. It's one of those on-screen tablets. I'm just I always wanted to play with one of these things. So basically, the next video will be me reviewing this product and also drawing my anime avatar in different anime art styles. Mm-hmm. And for those who are on Patreon, who are on the Patreon Facebook page, you can already see which images I drew. But tomorrow you'll see which art styles I used, and I just show off the tablet itself. So I got to record that stuff today and have it all edited by tonight. But I also have to do some shopping because my husband's going in a bunker tomorrow. Is World of Warcraft Shadowlands is going to go live. And when it comes to World of Warcraft and a new chapter, it's pretty much the players for World of Warcraft, they take it so seriously to the point where they're just leveling like crazy and doing everything that they can to level up and get as much armor as possible so they can start raiding as soon as possible, because it's so annoying when you get up there and you're training your character and you're a little bit behind, and when you try to get help, the other players are like, no, your armor class is too low, and it's so my husband's just basically gonna go into ultra nerdy mode, and I'm gonna make some snacks for him. So while I'm gone, be like, all right, food's in the fridge. Don't starve yourself. Bye.
Uh-huh. So I'm getting pooped. I think
we can stop for now.
I think another hour and a half needs to be our, thing.
Maybe we should have a guest next week.
Yes, please.
I think I will ask my good old friend Phantom Strider to join us. One of the most delightful animation critics you will ever meet. He is the sweetest YouTuber I have ever met.
That would be amazing. So, anyways, let's just do the typical thing you do at the end of the show. Click the like button. Click subscribe. Because we need you, man. We need your help. We need to get back up to past the 500Ks. We need to get back.
I made it back up there, but YouTube was like, "Hey, yo, we're gonna do a purge of subscribers," and I lost I think 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers in one day because of the purge.
That's ridiculous. Maybe you can tell me.
And I keep losing subscribers, and it's what am I doing wrong?
Are they purging because they're they haven't used the accounts in a while or something?
I guess so.
Purge them.
All of your numbers are inaccurate. Here, let's fix it for you. It's are you sure? Because it just seems like you just want to get rid of some people, especially a certain PewDiePie.
Sure. Hold on. Red Dragon Empress said, "What At BaldingEwok, what anime movie would you watch given the chance? What does that mean? I guess I would say...
Is there an anime movie you would want to watch and make time for it?
I guess I would. I haven't seen Akira in a really long time, and I would like to force myself to watch it again because it's the anime that got me in anime.
Langdon wants me to answer something. What's your question? I gotta scroll up. There we go.
Yeah.
Apparently they're asking for a body pillow of Tari and Maggie. It's like, I'm not in charge of the SMG4 products. I don't know if Kevin and Luke are interested in body pillows. I mean, anyway. I'm sure they can look up services that would make it for them because they've made products for shirts, face masks, hats, and plushies, and also metal badges and stickers and posters. But I'm sure they could find someone to produce body pillows. I just don't know if that's their thing. Meanwhile, they have cardboard cutouts of celebrities all throughout the office. It's like you look up and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson staring down on you, and you're like, "Afternoon, sir." The other day was Keanu Reeves because it was our head editor's birthday, and my supervisor was like, "I got you something for your birthday. I got you a new cutout." And James was like, "What did you get me? Don't do this to me, man." And on the day when we're all recording the behind the scenes of Meta Runner, Jeff just comes up the stairs and say, "Hey, buddy, I got you something." And it was on his birthday, and it's a Keanu Reeves cutout. And the joke was, well, Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to come out today, but since you can't have the game, you can have Keanu Reeves. And I'm in the background just dying.
By the way, I pre-ordered it, Cyberpunk.
I wasn't interested at first, but with how everyone at my office at SMG4 is talking about Cyberpunk and how they're desperate to play it, I'm like, well, now I want to play it. It sounds fun. I didn't know the whole 3 background thing, like where you start off either as corporate in the slums or in the boonies, which is like, I get a choice. That sounds pretty cool. So if you get Cyberpunk 2077, which path are you choosing?
I think I already decided to start as a nomad.
A nomad? So that's like outside of the city?
Yeah, start outside of the city.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of want to start corporate because I kind of want to see what the bad guys are like early on.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we could stream our gameplay live on Twitch.
We could.
Because if I'm going to play it, I might as well click the stream button. So maybe that'll be something.
That's my philosophy with, like, if I'm playing any game for, like, a long period of time, I'm like, I'm going on Twitch because it's the only way I could justify myself playing games.
So we'll do that.
There you go.
And you'll be able to watch us and then do a bunch of backseat gaming and we'll ignore you. Wait, no.
Twitch thoughts. I wish. Langdon's calling us Twitch thoughts. I'm like, I wish. I'm a Twitch grandma now.
Twitch thoughts. All right, so let's end it right here.
Yeah.
And what's all the stuff? We got Anime America Podcast at gmail.com.
Email us at animeamericapodcast@gmail.com. Leave us a comment down here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, Twitch, Instagram.
And
leave a like on this video. Subscribe to Anime America for more awesome content, etc. Support the channel. Yeah.
All of our links are Anime America Podcast except for Twitter, right?
I think so.
Anime America? Something like that? I don't remember.
I think it's just Anime America.
I'll make sure and get all that stuff correct by next episode, and I'll put the pictures up. I'll have a whole thing, have all the stuff. We'll be professional next time because that's what you do when you do a show.
Anything, I could just try to take a screenshot of this background and try to make something of it. But then again, it's not going to help us when when we do full screen, it shouldn't be that much of a difference. But if I just maybe put all of our information at the bottom of the screen, maybe.
Yeah, I could. If I had taken the time, I could have typed stuff in.
Both of us are busy. We have a thing called adult responsibilities, Brad.
See? Here's the thing. I just typed this.
Woohoo!
You see this? I typed this. So maybe next time I'll type something. Stay tuned. Join us next time when Brad makes an effort.
Say bye, Dad.
Bye, everybody. Word to your anime mothers? I don't know. I said
bro,
that
he
last
typed
time.
that. Circle Animation's like, bro, he typed that.
Peace out. Word. I hate myself. Ugh.
All right, guys, we're signing out. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned. Anime America, the next top 10 list will be coming out after my tablet review. Bye-bye.
Hold on, I gotta hit the picture. I gotta do the picture first.
Hit the
gotta
picture?
Do it right.
Oh my goodness.
Now I can end the podcast.
Okay.